Truly so tragic. Now, the Gift of the Givers Foundation has partnered with Stellenbosch University to train and educate disaster responders at a first-of-its-kind conference. This comes just months after the NGO's intervention in the Turkiye, where earthquakes struck in February. eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah was at the Cape Town ICC for day one of two.
The first day of a unique conference by the Gift of the Givers Foundation and Stellenbosch University has drawn to a close. The gathering allows specialists from different fields to come together and share their skills and knowledge from the various missions that the foundation has gone on over the past 30 years or so. And the idea is to improve the skill set to allow for better response and to encourage volunteers to join the Gift of the Givers Foundation. One of those speakers is Dr. Govender, who joins me now. Thank you so much, Dr. Govender. I think we'll start with the very interesting insight you gave during your time to speak. And I think I want to now bring in your personal experience. And if you could talk to me a bit about what you've learned during your time serving with the Gift of the Givers.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Dasen. In 2015, I got into a flight to Nepal with a bunch of strangers, never met anyone before, and I can only describe it as being spurred on by the call, and I think that call can be best described as the Gift of the Givers effect. I joined the team, and the assimilation into this team was almost seamless. What I learned from there is that you come in with your speciality, but you are taught the skills that are so basic to humanity. You are taught the skill of humility and kindness, and you are led almost unintentionally in a way that you don't even know that you're being led, and you're taken care of. And that, for me, was the basis for my talk today on mentorship, because I think that there's no organization that embodies mentorship in a disaster zone better than Gift of the Givers.
What do you think, looking back, because we all need to learn some way, right? And no matter how successful you are in your individual space, you still learn on these missions.
100%.
So if you were to go back with the knowledge that you have now, what do you think you'd do differently on that mission?
Sure. I think I'd be less anxious on day one, and I would imbibe the sort of the teachings that come from the established members of Gift of the Givers like Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman, Dr. Qasim Borat, Dr. Asad Borat, Dr. Ahmed Baum, and learn the skills that it takes to actually run a mission of that kind of magnitude. That would be my one take-home. My other take-home would be that the foresight that I gained was that the mother and child component within a trauma setting are often overlooked because they are not your first victims necessarily. Sure, they are victims, but the large majority are well moms who are now on the outskirts, unable to get antenatal care because the hospitals are inundated with acute trauma. And I think that that would be my next step if I'm ever blessed enough to go on a mission, to create mobile antenatal care and pediatric clinics, to go out to the peripheries, to those people who are not in need of emergency care, but who nonetheless require health care. That would be my take home from that.
Now, looking at a conference like this one, and if you look at the different skill sets that we see here, what kind of value do you think this will add to future responses?
Well, so over the last few years, we've come together as a plethora of a medical team in addition to a search and rescue team. What's going to happen now is that we've just refined the process, and that now our response time will be quicker. Our core medical team is established, and we're already trained about what to take, when to take it, and what's our main mandate when we land on the ground. And so I think it's just going to improve the way we respond in any disaster zone under any circumstances.
Let me just throw this one at you before I go.
Sure.
What is it like being taken out of your comfort zone and being expected to do what you do daily, but in these completely foreign environments?
Initially, it is terrifying. But as it progresses, it becomes an evolution of the spirit. You tap into something that I think every human being has, which is what I was trying to say today. We all have the ability to selflessly just tap into that. Yeah. And you tap into it and you find a power within you that enables you to function with all this chaos around you and just focus on what you need to do now to help this person in front of you. And it's something remarkable. I came out of it with calm and with confidence, but not just that, a deep sense of spiritual sort of belief.
Thank you for your time, Dr. Govender. I really appreciate it. And that's the first day of this conference, which seeks to improve the skills and to share knowledge among those that work in this space. The second day will be a continuation of this, with a number of specialists from various fields taking to the podium. I'm Dasen Thathiah in Cape Town.